Ramos with a spinning attempt from the far elbow, doesn't go at the right end. Going back to the left end, Candace White up and over, and an attempt fouled on her way up. She'll try to hit 2 foul shots to tie this game. 41-39 now with 8:40 to go in the third quarter. Candace White has scored 6 points, 0 for 4 from 3, but she's not alone in her struggles there. As from the free throw line, team leader, 91% free throw shooter, makes the first. 1 point game. And White makes the second, a swish and a tie game. 8:40 to go in the third quarter. Fresno State has come all the way back to knot it up. And at the right end, the Spartans turn it over. Bego Davalos to Candace White. The drive and a foul as she goes up. Candace White will go back to the line to try to give Fresno State the lead.
Spartans foul number 21.
Tied at 41 with 8:25 to go in the third quarter. Candace White, 2 for 2, just moments ago from the charity stripe. Makes another one. And they've all looked pretty much the same. Barely moving the net. And she's 4 for 4, and the Bulldogs are up 43-41. First lead of the second half. First lead since 2-0. Spartans trying to answer, and they can't at the right end. Candace White on the rebound. She collects it after it skitters away from her and gets it over to Volk. Volk over to Kendra Martin, who got the start today, and she starts the second half as well. And a foul away from the ball, I think. It will remain at the left end for Fresno State with 8 minutes even. Fresno State leading 43-41. Just steadily clawed their way back into this one and have the lead now on their home floor. Candace White after some perimeter passing, and that one rolls off, but Bego Davalos was there for the rebound, and then coming back down looking to get it on the far side block was Kendra Martin, but she got tied up, and the Spartans will get it off the held ball with 7:50 to go. Still 43-41. Des Ramos has been quiet. And some fancy work there with the ball. Almost lost it to Candace White. Paige Baird back over to Ramos on the far side. Far side block, trying to back her down is Jasmine Smith. Bego blocks her. Her second block of the night. Fresno State protecting this lead, slim as it may be, 43-41, 7:27 to go in Q3. Number 3, Tori Jacobs has the ball. Kendra Martin getting it around to the far side. White, free throw line, Volk from Bego Davalos. Give her the assist. It's 45-41 Bulldogs. 7 minutes to go, clock running. Ramos, far side, trying to drive through the elbow into the lane was my lad.
Bulldogs foul number 10, Candace White.
Candace White called with her second personal foul. The Modesto, California product has helped Fresno State with 10 points. Volk has 10 as well. Bego Davalos the leader at 13. She averages 14, over 14 on the year. Candace White with some defense on Ramos. Her third block for Bego. Bego blocked her on the block, the far side block, as Des Ramos was trying to get to the hole. She denied her. Fresno State at the left end of the gym with the ball now. Volk inside. Bego Davalos. 47-41 Bulldogs. 6.5 in Q3. Now a three-pointer, no good. And after a ricochet, the Spartans get it back. Des Ramos from the far corner, no good. And Fresno State with the rebound, Tori Jacobs. Over to Martin. Martin dribbling around, goes far side on the lane, out to White, wide open, good! A 50-burger for the Bulldogs. They're up 9 on the Spartans with inside 6 to go in the third quarter. Now a spot up 3 at the other end from just off the elbow. No good from the Spartans. Fresno State on their best run of the game by far. Or at least with their biggest lead of the game of 9 points. Tori Jacobs adds 2 at 53. 3 ball and a timeout. Fresno State has clawed their way back from being down by double digits, and they build a double-digit lead of their own, 53-41, with 5:38 to go in this third quarter. Timeout on the court. Fresno State women's basketball on 790 ESPN and the Mountain West Network. He can't do it all alone, though. Flathead needs a couple other people to start scoring.
Yeah, they need to start moving the ball around and trying to open up that paint game. Sentinel's just been dominating.
Flathead has 30 points on the board. Sentinel has 43.
And Cooper Barrett will come in for the Sentinel Spartans.
First action we've seen from him. 3.5 minutes to go in the third quarter. Reynolds coming near side on the 3. Now goes to Roberts, who goes over to Jones. And now kicking it back out into the far corner. Handed off to Deedon, and he sets it back up to Reynolds over up top. Roberts trying to drive, nothing there. Now kicks it to Reynolds. Another 3 from Mitch Reynolds. The Roberts to Reynolds connection is great on the gridiron for the Spartans, and tonight on the hardwood it's been money as well. Sentinel 46.
And that's Reynolds' third 3. He's on fire right now. Seems after he got comfortable at the line and started knocking down a couple shots at the line that he's been able to hit from the field as well.
Sentinel has 46. Kalispell Flathead has 30. We are just inside 3 minutes to play in the third quarter here at Missoula Sentinel Gym. 2:54 to go in the third quarter. 46-30 Sentinel Spartans over the Flathead Braves. Kempson cross alongside Jack Ginsburg. Cooper Barrett with the ball going right to left for the Flathead Braves. They're in the half court. He's up top. And now he lobs it over to Bridger Johnson, who drives baseline, tries a reverse layup. He is denied emphatically by the Spartans.
And they're going to give the ball to the Spartans there. That was a strange call. I think the layup hit the backboard before the player blocked it.
Indeed it did, the underside of the backboard. Good call there, Jack Ginsburg. Roberts bringing it left to right now. Reynolds, who is their go-to guy on the gridiron as well at wide receiver, has been hot tonight. Ethan Jones now, after getting it kicked to him out of the paint, can't hit the mid-range jumper, and now going right to left are the Flathead Braves. Seth Adolph dribbling around, trying to get it over to Barrett. Barrett trying to feed down low. Bridger Johnson can't make it fall, and Busey and Jones go down in a heap.
And that's either going to be over the back or foul on 32 for Sentinel, actually. It seemed like Busey may have gone over the back there, and the foul was him bringing the ball back over Sentinel's back.
Ethan Jones, jersey number 30. 30 points for Kalispell Flathead, trying to add to it and cut into this 46-30 Sentinel lead. Reynolds thought he could get away with tapping that one out of bounds, but he was not able to. It was a pass intended for Cooper Barrett. And now a throw over to Cooper Barrett.
Braves have the ball.
Kicking it around the perimeter. 46-30 Sentinel. Inside 2 minutes to go in the third quarter. Now kicking it out from Adolph. And Johnson can't make it fall.
He cannot hit tonight.
Several other Brave shooters have been cold. And now a lob of a save by Roberts on the far side. Reynolds collects it. Passes it over to Roberts. Reynolds with it again. He's hit from there before and does again.
And Roberts and Reynolds have just been huge here tonight. With Beagley not really stepping up tonight, they are the two guys making a difference in this game right now.
4 3-pointers for Mitch Reynolds. 49-30. in favor of the Sentinel Spartans over the Flathead Braves. 1:21 to go. Correction, a very deep 2 on that last basket. 48-30 is the score. 1:21 to go in the third quarter. Sentinel High School, Sentinel Spartans 48. Flathead Braves 30. Coming down to a minute to play in the third quarter. Flathead needs to make a rally. Spartans have been on a couple runs tonight and been able to build quite the lead. Up top on the key going right to left is Adolph. And Flathead with the ball. Marshall is going to drive and can't make anything happen, so he's going to take it back out into the corner now. Doesn't want to get trapped over there. He stopped his dribble, and he's able to get it out of there. Bridger Johnson. Oh, and going down was Adolph, and Jory Breen is called for a blocking foul.
On Jory Breen.
The ball went out of the gym.
That's his 4th foul, and Sentinels
Through the open doors.
4th team foul.
Just off the court there. 48-30 Sentinel over Flathead. Timeout called by the Spartans. So with 48.1 seconds to go in the third period, it is Sentinel 48, Flathead 30. Jack Ginsberg, what do you think of this second half so far?
Well, I believe Sentinel has opened it up on a 6-0 run. It's 48-30 here. Sentinel really just dominating the game. Hasn't been a high-scoring quarter at all, but it's looking like they keep dominating the paint, and Flathead can't really do anything about it. This game's going to keep going the same way. I think they're going to leave Busey in for Flathead here, 42, to keep a big man in there. He's 6'4", he's the junior, and he grabs 2.7 boards a game. They're going to try to get him involved.
Down there at the left end of the court, Flathead's going to inbound the ball.
And Will Mitty is back in. He's in foul trouble, but he's been the biggest player in this game so far.
Yes, sir. Adolph. And Mitty almost picked up another foul there, flying at Adolph. But Marshall was able to get the ball away from Adolph.
And they'll set up the offense here.
Marshall over to Adolph, and now Johnson with a long 3, ill-advised shot there. It was contested.
Does not go.
Roberts is able to rebound it, coming back left to right for the Spartans.
And they'll slow it down and set up the offense here.
Probably holding for the last shot of the quarter. It's 48-30 Spartans. Roberts looking for a screen. Instead just decides to dribble it around and swing it over to Deedon. Deedon driving the left side of the lane, and a block made there. Deedon now with a nifty little move, spinning around to be able to score 50 points for Sentinel, 30 points for the Braves. Those are the scoring totals at the end of the third quarter. 6:18 now to go in the third period. I don't think anybody scored yet. 43-14 still was our halftime score.
And just, once again, this zone defense, just any defensive set from Columbia Falls is just so well constructed that Frenchtown has nothing to do. They have no answer for these defensive sets.
Sydney Channer almost made an over-the-shoulder catch to get a turnover for Frenchtown, but Columbia Falls will get it after it went over her hands. Kicking around the perimeter now are the Columbia Falls Wildcats. A throw from 3, and it is good. Once again, Ellie Johnson with 4 3-pointers on the night. It's now 46-14 in favor of Columbia Falls. Going left to right is Frenchtown.
I don't understand why they keep leaving her open.
I don't know if they're leaving her open or Hovde open or Burlage open. We just talked about how well this Columbia Falls team works together, and that's a big part of the reason why they're 10-1. Frenchtown with 5.5 minutes to go now, still 46-14 after the 3 ball by Columbia Falls was the first score of the second half. Kicking it around the perimeter, trying to look inside, but there's nothing there really. Still near the 3-point arc, Megan Delaney on the wing inside the 3-point arc for a long 2 that bounces off the back of the iron, goes over the backboard. Columbia Falls will take it from right to left now, just over 5 minutes to go in the third quarter. A 3 ball from Ellie Johnson. who's been making a habit out of that, is our only score of the second half. It's 46-14. We're now inside 5 minutes, and inside is Burlage for another layup off the block.
She's got 8 field goals on the night, all of them layups, easy ones too.
48-14.
And you see just the presence of this Columbia Falls zone. They stand still. They put their hands up and they stand still. They wait for the offense to react to it.
Megan Delaney gets her own rebound after her shot bounces off the rim and is able to get it to Willett, who throws up a shot that can't connect with anything. It goes out of bounds. Columbia Falls will take possession going right to left.
I mean, what is more scary than 5 players staring you down with their hands high, and you have to react in some way? It's scary.
Just daring them to try to get inside, which has not worked out in any way, shape, or form to try to make passes for Frenchtown, especially with that full court pressure early on in this game. Now in the left side of the half court, inside 4 minutes, and inside in the paint is Peyton Kerr. Makes it 50-14 in favor of Columbia Falls. Still no fouls in the second half.
And Peyton Kerr usually lights up the scoreboard, 13 points per game, 42% from 3, but this is just her first bucket on the night. Maybe giving Hovde those minutes.
And Frenchtown able to get it down low now on the right end of the court, but can't convert the hook shot. Columbia Falls going back to the left. Livingston tried to get a layup, but it's out of bounds. It'll come back the other way. Frenchtown going left to right. 50-14. Columbia Falls over Columbia Falls over Frenchtown. 3:18 to go in the third period. Still no fouls in this second half.
And it seems like the second unit here coming in for Columbia Falls, it isn't exactly a close one. So some quality minutes for maybe some of the players that don't see as many of those.
First minutes we've seen out of number 4, Katie Price. She's covering the Frenchtown Bronc, helping double cover that Frenchtown Bronc at the top of the key. Now into the near corner, trying to feed down low. Now Price will take the ball up the other way to the left end of the court after another Frenchtown turnover. Columbia Falls kicks it out to the near side, and a 3-ball from Sydney Grilly, the 5'9" senior.
And just an impressive pocket pass from Burlage. I mean, she's backing her girl down on the block and then just puts it in her own pocket and finds a wide open player. Here comes a fast break.
Emily Henricks was stood up, and then the ball just got taken away from her. Now Frenchtown takes the ball going the other way to the right. Megan Delaney was fouled on her way up by Kayla Burlage.
That was fast. Megan Delaney is very, very fast.
She's athletic. This Frenchtown team isn't necessarily hurting for athletes, but this Columbia Falls team is just flat out deep and lengthy. A 10-0 run now to start this second half. It's 53-14 in favor of the Wildcats. 2:20 to go in this third quarter. That's the first foul of the second half, and that sends Megan Delaney to the line for foul shots. And she made neither of them. Columbia Falls going back to the left end, trying to get it around the perimeter. Katie Price with the ball. Now back over to Sydney Finberg. Back to Price. Price trying to feed it down low. She does get it down low, but then it's a held ball there. Nice aggression, like you have talked about before. That time it was Allie Moe. Haven't called her name a lot. Allie Moe tends to have a lot of assists, 3 assists per game, but she also has 3 turnovers a game.
So, I mean, just looking at this Frenchtown team, they look demoralized. Just sort of standing there, looking down at this zone, looking up at the scoreboard. It just doesn't look good for Frenchtown here.
We're at a minute and a half to play in the third quarter now. It's still 53-14. Still that 10-0 run is in effect to start this second half.